When you blow an account, the market didn't just take your money. It accidentally gave you a superpower. Right now, your brain is experiencing a rare psychological state called the fear detox. And if you know how to weaponize the exact emptiness you are feeling today, you will never trade the same way again. You expect hitting zero to be the ultimate tragedy, the final curtain call on your financial dreams, and the exact moment you are legally required to admit defeat and take up a safer hobby like amateur woodworking or collecting stamps. You think the market won and you lost, but you are completely misreading the situation. The market did not defeat you. It forcefully reprogrammed you. Look back at your behavior right before the account blew up. Your baseline operating state was pure, unadulterated panic. You were trapped inside a highly gamified financial casino, staring at glowing red and green lines on a screen, micromanaging tiny one-minute candles with the resting heart rate of a terrified rabbit. You were sweating over every single tick, deeply convinced that the global financial syndicate was personally watching your specific stop-loss. You stopped trading to win a very long time ago. You were desperately trading just to not lose. Every small drop in the price felt like a violent, personal attack on your future, causing you to make entirely rational but completely destructive decisions in an attempt to survive. You moved your stop-loss a little lower, and then a little lower again, giving the trade just enough room to breathe until it suffocated your entire portfolio. You were not stupid. You were a perfectly normal human being, placed inside an artificial, highly pressurized digital environment specifically designed by algorithmic math savants to exploit human biology and extract wealth. The system is built to overwhelm your senses, flash warning colors at you, and make you feel like you are always one wrong click away from total ruin. The fear of losing the money is exactly what guaranteed you would lose it. The fear killed the account. Then the margin call hit. The broker kindly stepped in, liquidated your open positions, and sent you a polite automated email confirming your absolute financial failure. Think about your body in the seconds immediately after that email arrived. Before the crash, your chest was tight, your hands were shaking, and your brain was desperately dumping stress chemicals into your bloodstream to help you fight a digital predator you could not even see. Then the exact moment the account balance hit zero, the chaotic red screen stopped flashing. The panic instantly flatlined. It was replaced by a heavy, hollow, incredibly quiet numbness. You just felt tired. You probably just stared at the wall for 20 minutes. This is not defeat. This is biology. Your brain's internal alarm system finally realized the house had already burned to the ground. The anxiety apparatus physically shut off because there is officially nothing left to protect. The biological function of fear is to keep you safe from a threat, but the threat has already done its absolute worst. You cannot be afraid of losing your money when you do not have any money left to lose. The fire is officially out. Right now, you feel completely empty, utterly unmotivated, and physically numb staring at the screen. Most retail traders investigate this feeling and immediately mislabel it. They call it depression. They call it a profound personal failure. They think this hollow feeling in their chest is cold, hard proof that they do not have the genetic makeup to be a trader and should just go back to a quiet, predictable life. Because they mislabel this emotion, they do the worst thing possible. They walk away. They close the laptop, swear off the markets, or promise themselves they will take a strict 3-month break to heal their wounded ego. They wait for the pain to fade. They wait until they feel excited about the charts again. They wait until their underlying anxiety, which they tragically mistake for passion, comes back. You must correctly identify this emotion right now. It is a biological reset. You believe you blew the account because the market was choppy, or because some central bank chairman cleared his throat during a press conference and spiked the price. You probably blame a broken strategy. That is entirely false. Your strategy was fine. You blew it because you were trying way too hard to protect your money. By manually dragging a stop-loss down to avoid taking a tiny, manageable $50 paper cut, you mathematically guaranteed a $5,000 disaster. The fierce, emotional, entirely human desire to protect your capital is the exact biological mechanism that destroys it. You held the bird so tightly to keep it safe that you crushed it in your hands. You hugged it to death. Amateurs run away from this post-blowout numbness. Professionals actively wait for it. Retail traders operate under the completely false assumption that to trade like a professional, they need to feel highly confident, aggressively energized, and deeply passionate about the financial markets. They imagine Wall Street traders as highly caffeinated apex predators, screaming into telephones and feeling like masters of the universe with every winning ticket. Look at the actual institutional traders who take your money every day. They do not trade with excitement. They trade with total, boring, aggressive objectivity. They look at the foreign exchange market with the exact same emotional intensity that a night shift manager looks at a spreadsheet of warehouse inventory. A blown account forcefully pushes your brain into that exact emotionless state. You are now temporarily immune to the fear of missing out. You are a financial zombie. Zombies do not feel panic. Retail traders will happily spend thousands of dollars on trading psychology courses, breathing exercises, and meditation retreats, trying to achieve a mechanical, emotionless state of mind. They try to forcefully silence their human emotions by sitting in quiet rooms, taking deep breaths, and pretending they do not care about the money on the screen. But forced discipline through meditation completely breaks down under real market pressure. The second a live trade goes deeply into the red, the Zen monk routine vanishes, the heart rate spikes, and they are back to sweating, swearing, and praying to the candlestick gods for a reversal. A blown account gives you that mechanical state for free. That heavy, uncomfortable numbness you feel right now is actually just the dark side of discipline. Your brain has forcefully detached from the monetary value of the numbers on the screen. It violently severed the connection between your ego and your wallet. You have achieved total objectivity through sheer trauma. Trauma is incredibly efficient. Every single day is a psychological war between the market algorithm and the retail trader. The market uses intimidating price action to hunt you. It uses massive wicks, fake breakouts, and sudden, violent volatility to shake weak, nervous hands out of perfectly good trades. The market is a sophisticated bully that feeds exclusively on your uncertainty. But intimidation only works if the trader is afraid of losing something. The algorithm assumes you are terrified of seeing your balance drop. Since you have already lost everything, the market can no longer threaten you. A mugger cannot rob a man who already handed over his wallet and is standing on the sidewalk with empty pockets. You have essentially become bulletproof to standard market manipulation. The algorithm expects you to panic, but you literally do not have the chemicals left in your brain to produce a panic response. You are completely legally dead. This brings us to the most important decision you will make in your trading career. The absolute worst thing you can do right now is close the laptop, walk away from the desk, and take a month off to heal your broken heart. You think you need to step away from the screens. You logically assume you need to recover, reset, and only return when you actually care about trading again. But caring is exactly what killed you in the first place. Caring is the poison. The desire to win is what caused you to break your rules. You must capitalize on this blank state while you still do not care. You must weaponize the void. Instead of walking away to lick your wounds, you need to fund a highly restricted, incredibly small micro account today. Put $50 in it. Or buy the absolute cheapest prop firm evaluation account available on the internet. Do it right now, today, while you are still completely dead inside and feeling absolutely nothing. Trade this tiny account strictly based on your written system. Follow the rules exactly as they are written on the paper. Because you feel absolutely nothing right now, a very strange thing will happen when you enter the market. You will naturally let your winning trades run all the way to their target. You will cut your losing trades instantly without a second thought. Because a 50-cent loss does not register in a brain that just survived a $5,000 explosion. You will finally execute perfectly. You will trade like a machine. Trading a tiny $50 account right after you just lost thousands of dollars is going to feel incredibly insulting. You are sitting there, a fully grown adult with a life and responsibilities, trading position sizes so microscopic they would barely buy a cheap cup of black coffee at a gas station. It feels like a joke. Your bruised ego will absolutely scream at you to deposit real money again. to win back your honor, to aggressively prove to a highly indifferent computer algorithm that you are not a failure. Do not listen to your ego. Your ego is a terrible financial advisor who just set all your money on fire. You must ignore the embarrassment and focus entirely on the physical mechanics of the human brain. Think about a weightlifter in a gym. The human body is naturally lazy, highly efficient, and deeply resistant to change. It does not want to build new muscle, because muscle requires too much energy to maintain. The only way to force the body to build muscle is to subject it to intense, failing physical stress. The lifter has to physically tear their own muscle fibers under the crushing weight of heavy metal. The brain registers this physical trauma, realizes the current body is too weak to survive this hostile environment, and builds a thicker, stronger callus over the torn tissue. The pain is the point. The financial market works on the exact same biological software, except instead of tearing your biceps, you are forcefully tearing your sense of financial security. Your mind is the muscle, and financial risk is the heavy metal weight. You simply cannot handle managing a $100,000 account if you have not built a thick psychological callus against the very real pain of losing money. The human brain is simply not equipped to handle modern financial markets. You are a biological creature originally designed to forage for berries, avoid dangerous animals in the woods, and conserve your body heat for the winter. You are not biologically equipped to sit in a comfortable chair and watch a massive, faceless algorithm steal your rent money in real time while you drink a diet soda. Your panic was perfectly normal. The trading industry tries very hard to sell you a highly sanitized lie. They sell you a dream of a smooth, perfectly angled green line going up forever, managed by a trader who never makes a mistake, never sweats, and never loses a night of sleep. They want you to believe that blowing an account is a shameful, dirty secret that only bad traders experience. But behind closed doors, in the actual world of institutional finance, the people running massive funds do not trust a trader who has never blown an account. If a guy walks into a proprietary trading firm with a perfect, beautiful track record and absolutely zero massive failures, the managers do not see a genius. They see a ticking time bomb. They see a guy who has never faced the void, never felt the biological terror of ruin, and therefore has absolutely no actual respect for risk. He has only ever traded on easy mode. The very first time the market truly turns against him, he will freeze, panic, and burn the entire firm's capital to the ground because he has no psychological callus to protect him. Unscarred traders are dangerous. A blown account is a mandatory initiation into the reality of risk. It is not a disqualifier. It is the absolute prerequisite for long-term survival. If you have never experienced total financial ruin, you do not actually respect risk. You just fear the vague, abstract idea of it. But right now, sitting at your desk with a zero balance, you know exactly what the absolute worst-case scenario feels like. You stared directly into the financial abyss. You watched the broker liquidate your hopes and dreams. And you did not die. The sun still came up the very next morning. Your lungs still pulled in oxygen. The world kept spinning, completely and entirely indifferent to your terrible broker statement. You survived the one specific thing you were completely terrified of. You walked through the fire, and while your wallet is certainly empty, you are still breathing. You can now approach the market without the heavy, invisible fear of the unknown hanging over your keyboard. By sitting at your desk right now, feeling completely dead inside, and successfully trading a tiny $50 account, you are doing something incredibly profound. You are performing completely legal brain surgery on yourself. You are rewiring the machine. Every single time you click the buy button on that tiny account and feel absolutely nothing, you are physically burning a brand new neural pathway into your brain. For the very first time in your entire trading career, your brain is learning what it actually feels like to execute a strategy without the suffocating heavy interference of human anxiety. You are actively training your nervous system to decouple the physical action of clicking a computer mouse from the emotional weight of human survival. You are teaching your brain that a red candle on a screen is just a pixel changing color, not a hungry bear coming to eat your family. Because you are building this specific habit right now, While you are completely emotionally numb, the habit locks in permanently. You are pouring wet concrete over a brand new psychological foundation. When you eventually wake up a few weeks from now and stop feeling totally numb, the mechanical habit will still be there, hardened, solid, and ready to use. 6 months from now, when your account balance naturally scales back up to $10,000, $50,000, or $100,000, a very funny thing will happen. You will sit at the exact same desk. You will look at the exact same charts. The market will do the exact same chaotic, violent movements it always does. But you will not feel the familiar, terrifying tightness in your chest. Your heart rate will not spike. You will not aggressively bite your nails or pray to the ceiling for the price to reverse. You will look at a $2,000 floating loss with the exact same dead, bored eyes that you used to look at a 50-cent loss. The money becomes just data. You will finally see the financial market for what it actually is. It is not a glamorous casino. It is not a personal enemy trying to steal your future. It is not a magical entity that rewards the passionate and punishes the weak. It is just a very loud, very bright digital machine that patiently transfers money from the terrified to the bored. The terrified traders are the ones sweating over their keyboards, moving their stop losses, and letting their primitive survival instincts dictate their financial choices. The bored traders are the ones who have already lost everything, rebuilt their brains in the absolute worst conditions, and now simply click buttons according to a boring mathematical system. The terrified fund the bored. The market did not ruin you today. It accidentally cured you. It pushed you so far past your biological breaking point that it permanently broke your ability to feel fear entirely. It tried to shake you out of the game, but instead, it handed you the exact psychological armor required to beat it. You did not just bounce back from a blown account. You successfully eradicated the fear of ruin. You killed the anxious amateur inside you, buried him in the backyard, and sat back down at the desk to do the actual work. Now, open the chart.